That's fair.
But I do want you to explain your winner. You have your final four: CM Punk, Seth Rollins, John Cena, Roman Reigns, and you have CM Punk winning. So explain it.
Well, let me start off with John Cena, right? I think regardless of the fact John Cena being in this final four makes a lot of sense given the history that we have with John Cena, right? We know what he's trying to do right now, especially because he's trying to beat the odds and whatnot. I think he just makes sense in this position, right?
Yeah.
I think we have Seth Rollins in here because we obviously know the history between Seth Rollins, CM Punk, and Roman Reigns. There's a lot of history surrounding all of these guys.
Yeah.
And before we dive into the other matches, there was actually something that you mentioned, again, off stream, that we didn't talk about, but we talk about a favor potentially happening with CM Punk.
Yeah.
He needs it from Paul Heyman. A lot of people have speculated, oh, they're going to save it till WrestleMania. They're going to play it out. I actually don't see that potentially being the case. I think whatever the favor is, we're going to see here, which ultimately, I think Roman and Seth, they'll get two in each other's heads, which will ultimately allow Punk to win this match.
Like that. I like that a lot. I don't have an issue with you picking Punk. I think Punk's reasonable. Mm-hmm. Let's shoot the shit for a second, and then
let's talk about
it. Conspiracy.
Yes, and this was the one thing that you had mentioned that made sense to me when you said it. It's not something that I thought about.
Yeah, I don't think this will happen. Let me just be very clear. I do not think this would happen.
Mm-hmm.
But I think WWE, if they really, really, really want to get into this favor, who knows what the favor is? But I like the idea of picking Punk to win the match. I have no problem with that. I think me and you both put him at number 10.
Yes.
Which I think I agree with him coming in early, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want to say two things. Who is John Cena's feud for WrestleMania? The rumor is Logan Paul, possibly because they kind of teased it a little bit.
Yeah,
Logan's asking for it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I said in my prediction, I think that's kind of how they set it up. However, on the flip side, if you want Punk to win the Rumble, I would actually be really happy for Drew and John Cena to have a match at WrestleMania. I would love for them because we don't really know what Drew McIntyre's plan is. He's a big star. He's becoming a big star. I would love to see them build that. So then how do you get Punk to win when you have Seth Rollins, John Cena, and Roman Reigns in your final four? If I'm going off of your logic, Roman Reigns, CM Punk are the final two.
Yep.
And Paul Heyman is then there he unfortunately has to screw Roman Reigns. And I think
he has to lend a favor.
This is a conspiracy that I have. If there was ever a time, and I'm not advocating for this, I'm not saying for WWE to do it, but I could see WWE doing it. You bring in Brock to not as an entrant, but you bring in Brock to deliver an F5 to Roman Reigns, and Punk gets his heel turn officially, and Punk solidifies himself with Paul Heyman, and Brock Lesnar is the favor. Brock Lesnar is the guy that guarantees CM Punk a main event at WrestleMania. Yep. Now, the reason why I think this is pretty reasonable, obviously, it's hard to fantasy book Brock in this situation with the Janelle Grant lawsuit and everything that's happening. Obviously, we have to wait and see what happens. Is he really guilty of anything? I don't know. But if WWE were to be able to kind of, I don't know if circumvent is the right word. I'm just trying to sound smart right now. But if there was ever a time where WWE was trying to maybe have Brock Lesnar not get booed,
this would be the time.
He's obviously going to get booed, right? If you're solidifying the CM Punk heel turn. But I think people would just simply boo him because he F5'd Roman Reigns and screwed him. I think everybody would be so shocked that Brock showed up and helped Punk. Which I think it's a little bit of an interesting conspiracy. I think.
So I just want to follow up on the reason for CM Punk and the reason why he wins in my eyes. It's because I think what happened last year was such like it was a catastrophe. You know what I mean? It was horrible. It shouldn't have happened. That guy had, let's be real here, no matter what people want to believe, and a lot of dirt sheets came out, that guy was bound to main event WrestleMania 41. At least one of the nights between him and Seth Rollins. Drew McIntyre was never supposed to be in the plans. I don't think, personally. So I think it was a catastrophe what happened, and I think WWE wants to rewrite that wrong.
Yeah.
CM Punk never got to point his finger. He never got to main event that day. He never got to live that feeling.
Yeah.
And we talk about The Rock and we talk about stuff like that.
Yeah.
As much as I don't hate your pick for The Rock, I just don't think it is the right time for The Rock. I know last year we talked about it too, with The Rock not being the guy or whatever the case is, or The Rock was supposed to have his moment last year or whatever. I just don't think right now that The Rock is supposed to win this. I think CM Punk just obviously makes the most sense in this position. And people will disagree. They will agree, whatever the case is. I just think right now, CM Punk has to get this moment, whether it be as a heel, whether it be as a babyface. I don't think it matters. I just think now it's time for him to have his moment. I think that is the fair way to say it. Let me go through. It's just so weird to think that. I genuinely don't think The Rock wins here. I don't. And I really liked Ango's take with the Brock Lesnar situation because I do think that solidifies a CM Punk heel turn and makes him look like the shitbag heel, brings out Brock. He needs this favor from Paul Heyman. I like it. I don't hate it. I'm gonna go through some of the chat and read this off for a minute. And once Ango gets back, we'll get to the super chats, guys. I do want to make that clear. I'm hanging out by myself. I don't really have access to the super chats and stuff. So I will read off some of the chat. Super chats will be read once Ango gets back.
And he's back.
Oh, look at that. Problem solved. Then I don't gotta go through the chat right now.
Cool.
Because we got some super chats, man.
Cool. Let's bring them up. Tolino Channel. Let EO win the Rumble. Charlotte needs to struggle to get to the World Championship. Last time Charlotte wins Royal Rumble, she wasted on the NXT Championship, sell the injury. I disagree.
Please leave Charlotte out.
I disagree, but we'll get to our women's Royal Rumble predictions.
Yep, we will get there.
I get it.
I will say this before we get into the women's Royal Rumble. My shit was all over the place.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'm just gonna.
It's hard. The women's one is harder.
The women was hard. My shit is all over the place.
Yeah.
You guys, the toilet paper is gonna be flying through this shit.
Woo! Tolino Channel, thank you for the super chat. Reels and Heels says you guys forgot Shin is in the Rumble. I feel like I put Shinsuke in.
Yeah. I don't think I did. I did.
Yeah, I put him at 24.
I think I took him out. I had him in there. Oh shit. Whoops.
It's probably because you put Moose in there.
Well, yeah, that might have been. Yeah, well, it looks like I might be wrong somewhere along the line.
Yeah, it's all right. It's not a big deal.
Huh? No, I don't got a perfect bracket. You just called it out.
Yeah, interesting. Oh, none of ours are perfect.
No, bro, not a shot. Not a shot.